today's episode, we catch our first fish on Naruto, battle with an anchor that refuses to grab, discover a rail dog, dive the hull, discover some beautiful hidden coves, chase down some cruise ships, and explore a stunning anchorage on the western side of Waiheke. Welcome back to another episode in my journey of buying a boat with zero sailing experience, learning it as I go, and exploring the Owhanake Gulf. It's a really high tide today. The jetty's nearly underwater. Big tides this weekend. So high. It's nuts. Today's mission is to make it to Owhanake Bay on the western side of Waiheke Island. From Milford Marina to Owhanake Bay, it's approximately 11.8 nautical miles. We've got some great tides to work with today thanks to the large tidal range. We head out around 10:30 on Saturday and won't need to return until about 3 p.m. the following day. It's early December now, the weather has warmed up significantly and sailing is much more enjoyable. Yeah, so you can see the tide line where the tide's going out.
And because the tide's only not long changed, we can see, you may not be able to see it on the camera, but we can see where the harbour, basically the harbour water is coming out and it's meeting the cleaner water of the Owhanake Gulf.
Total glass off. As you can hear, we've had to start the engine. Boo! We got off to a strong start leaving the marina, but as we headed southeast towards Rangitoto, the wind completely died and the motor had to do all of the work for the rest of the journey. Jason noticed my headsail halyard was lower than usual and spent a while trying to figure out how to raise it while we motored. I always feel a bit deflated when we have to run the engine, first wondering if I'm doing something wrong, trying to find wind by changing direction or adjusting the sails, but ultimately I guess that's just part of having a sailboat. And the upside is, you always have two ways to propel yourself. You can sail when there's wind, or motor when there isn't. We furl in the headsail, and Jason spends a bit more time tinkering around with the boom fang, and another part at the back of the boom, which I'm not quite sure what it's called here. I get back to scrubbing the Putakawa stains off of the deck, making most of the time, and having Jason on board so he can helm. Still mindful of the engine's reliability, as anyone would be with an older boat I suppose, I keep a close eye on the temperature gauge, and everything looks perfect. We pass beautiful Browns Island, stop for an early lunch, don't judge me for cheese and onion, it's mine and mum's favourite, watch the yachts fly by, round the eastern tip of Rangitoto and start heading past Waiheke Island. With Waiheke now in the distance, we find ourselves surrounded by bust-ups, flurries of birds diving and swirling as fish break the surface. One fish jumping the hook. So far the only thing we've caught is the soft bait container, which decided to go for a swim on its own.
First time catching a fish on a sailboat actually. First fish caught for Rachel's boat, full stop.
We round into Owhanake Bay, turn into the wind, and Jason flakes the mainsail before bringing it down. With several submarine cables in the bay, We keep a close eye on navionics and the depth sounder while anchoring. It's a pretty special bay and much less crowded than Oneroa on Waiheke Island, which makes it anchoring and relaxing here so much nicer. Just checking the anchor. It looks like the anchor isn't actually dug in. It's just relying on the chain. So just having a check of it. Where was that?
I'll show you. It was just next to that.
Patrick, the starfish from SpongeBob.
Anchor hasn't really dug in, but there's not much load on it because of all the chains, so I think it'll be fine, but I can check on it later.
Oh, it's absolutely boiling. So we've shortened this so that it's a bit easier. I don't know why I'm shouting. Shorten this so it's a bit easier to stand or not kneel quite so much, but we'll have a lovely warm shower.
Just doing a tide check. It is 10 past 8 in the evening. High tides at 8:58 this evening. 3.5 metres with a low of 0.5 metres, so that's 3 metres of tide we're experiencing today. So we were sitting in about 2.2 metres of water when we first arrived, and the depth sounder is now saying 4.7 metres, so still got some tide to come in, but that's quite a dramatic change. And as you can see outside, it's quite a different landscape because all the water's in.
And is that why we've got such good tide times to go in and out of the marina as well? Because there's such big tides.
Lots of high water. Proper hot.
So it broke. The handle broke, so now he's having to hold it up. Off to find the rail dog. It looks like there's another walk up to the historic reserve. Oh, that's where the ferry goes in this bay. My tyre went to teardrop. However you pronounce it. Stake of feeding these two guys. Now we've got friends for life. I never swim in New Zealand. Even after more than 10 years of living here, I'm always so petrified of sharks. Even when I lived in England, I was. After plenty of reassurance that there wouldn't be any around, I finally jump in to check the anchor and the hull. We even got to see some baby squid, which was super cool.
Cool.
About 6 AM, is it?
$6.29, baby.
Always wake up early on the boat.
Seems to be like cracking along in 20 knots of wind, and it'd be
Sultana pancakes for breakfast. Pre-made.
We're just looking at what the tides are doing today. I was just seeing what time we can get back into Milford Marina, and as I scroll on the tide tables, and if you can see the little arrows, the arrows are moving to show which direction the tidal flow is in between the islands and down the channels, which is quite handy to know when you're sailing, because you don't want to be sailing against the wind, against the tide if you can help it.
Jason finishes his breakfast and we head into shore.
We've just come ashore on a lovely Sunday morning here at, what's the bay called?
Owhanake, I
Owhanake
think.
Bay, Waiheke Island.
I probably butchered that pronunciation.
And we've just met a lovely young couple sitting on the beach having...
Ben and Margie, I think.
Yeah, Ben and Margie. And they're having lovely mimosas for breakfast, so
Beautiful.
they know what they're doing. Anyway, they just recommended a nice coastal trip into Oneroa, which is over there, so we're going to have a walk on that into the little village.
And Lissa and Andrew recommended.
And recommended by our friends Lissa and Andrew also, so that's the plan. We'll take you along for the ride.
The coastal walk winds along rugged cliffs, hidden coves and native bush.
They've got some stoat sightings here on Waiheke. They are the worst for killing our native species of bird life. Real nasty things, and they're super close to our Department of Conservation pest-free islands, which are literally a stone's throw away, and stoats could get over there. Generally, these kind of animals will transit along the edge of something, so what they've done here is they've set up a fence made out of netting, and every so many meters they've got a tunnel with a trap inside. So if a stoat was to be transiting this track, it would be hard against the fence. That's just the way they are. They're quite sneaky, and then they would seek refuge inside these tunnels until they went over the next stretch, and inside that tunnel there's probably a lovely egg waiting for them or some rabbit. And
This is a trail cam, which is motion detected, Jason just told me, with the solar panel. And this is the first beach that you get to on the way to Oneroa. Quite a few steps, but incredible view. North side of Waiheke. Just walked for probably half an hour, I'd say, up to this viewpoint. And we've got ocean on one side and Waiheke and the vineyards on the other. Okay. came down the main road this time rather than the coastal walk. Much quicker but not as pretty. Missed it.
3:35 Sunday afternoon. We've just left Owhanake Bay, Waiheke Island, in glorious conditions but a little bit light for sailing. We do have a full main and full head sail out, and we have found a little bit of wind. Currently doing 3.2 knots towards Motutapu Island. Give you a little look at the setup. Full sails, nothing too tight. Apparent winds coming from the north, and given how light the winds are, we can't really be complaining, I think. And hopefully we'll get a little bit more wind as the day goes on, but we can't get into Milford Marina until at least 8:30 tonight.
Well, we spoke way too soon. We've completely lost any wind at all, so we're just going to have a look and try and work out if there is any wind anywhere on our way home, in which case we'll head over there, and if not, we will pop the motor on and spend an hour or so somewhere else while we wait. Or wait to go into the marina, not wait for wind.
Everyone probably knows about the Windy app. If you don't, it's really good. You basically can just take a cursor wherever you want and then ask for the forecast of that particular location. You can even change it to 1 hour increments. So we're looking for wind. Looks like at the moment we've got a very light southerly. 5 o'clock 7 to 9, 6 o'clock 9 to 11, 7 o'clock 11 to 13, still a bit of southwest. So our best game plan is to probably motor over to Rakino. We're currently about here. We'll motor over to Rakino, maybe have a look at Rakino, and then when we head back to Milford, all going well, we'll sail upwind in a southwesterly direction and might get some sailing in that way.
So we need to be careful of this danger here, between Rakino and Motutapu, and it is that there. Definitely don't want to get anywhere close to that.
Nicely trimmed main, and we're doing 4.6.
And as predicted, we finally got the wind. Oh, we're just seeing sevens then. 6.9. such a good run. So we've come past Rakino, ran the top of Motor Tapu, and now we're heading for Milford. Actually, very good, Jason, heading directly for Milford. We really haven't gone below 6 very often at all. It's such a good sail. It's awesome as well when we're heeling over. It's like really consistent, whereas normally we find in Hauraki Gulf it's very gusty, but it's just such a nice sail. So we made it back. It was absolutely awesome sail, so good. Yeah, like I said, it was just consistent wind after having no wind, really consistent wind. We were heeling over, but it was really controlled and it was great fun. So we are back on the mooring ball. You might be able to see that. And it is 6:39. So we've got until 8, well, we can't get in until 8:36, I think, for 2.5. What do you call it, a tide? 2.5?
Yep. 2.5 metres of tide on the tide table, which gives us about half a metre of clearance under the keel.
Yeah. So we're going to have some burgers and we'll just generally tidy up the boat and then pop it back into its little house in the marina. It's got a big reef over here as well, close. I hope you enjoyed this trip. To help the channel grow for free, just click like, share the video and subscribe.